Hey YouTube, just 2 days ago I made videos saying that Obama could make a move dividing Israel by withholding veto at the United Nations Security Council. I was watching the United Nations General Assembly. In the video that I watched, I posted links on my last two videos. They had the Palestinian representative and the Israeli representative both speaking, and the Palestinian representative must have said, mentioned peace and security, peace and safety about 100 times. And the Israeli came back and, had a rebuttal for the narrative saying that, Palestine has had multiple opportunities to engage in the two-state solution and all these other things, but yet instead of actually coming to the table and creating peace, they create terrorism and they abuse the international funds that, the victim mentality. They keep saying that they're victims, yet they never come to the table to create peace. So what happened yesterday, I have a link to the United Nations webpage where it shows that they voted on 6 resolutions, and some of those resolutions state that it is illegal for Israel to impose laws in Jerusalem, the holy city, that they have no right to impose their administration on that city, to impose their laws on that city, and essentially saying the same thing that UNESCO said, that saying that Israel has no right to the city of Jerusalem. They passed another resolution saying that Israel must withdraw from the Golan Heights. The Golan Heights being the mountains that separate Israel and Syria. So they're stating that Israel must withdraw all occupying forces. They claim that Israel is an occupying, force, that they must withdraw from the Golan Heights, which I believe is exactly where
you want to get the ramp, then I'll get one back here.
Which is where I believe the Battle of Gog-Magog happens. It states that the nations that come down out of Russia, Iran, Turkey are included. They come down into the Golan Heights, and that's where God wipes them out. So, if there's been resolutions stating that Israel must withdraw from the Golan Heights, and they refuse to withdraw from the Golan Heights, the next thing is by force. So the situation that we see on the ground is that this is the way the devil always operates. He wants to have you willingly give up your rights. He wants to have you willingly surrender to his will. So that's why the peace talks have pressured so long for Israel to give up East Jerusalem, to give up the West Bank, which is Judea and Samaria. And since Israel has not willingly given it up, the next thing is by force. So here we have the United Nations voting to basically take Jerusalem from Israel, take the Golan Heights from Jerusalem, and then to continue by taking away the West Bank, Judea and Samaria, to give it to Palestine, which never was a nation, never was a people. If you go back to the 1800s, the middle 1800s, Israel was desolate. There was no Palestinian presence. There was no Palestinian people there that were a nation, that were a people. Even Mark Twain quoted that the place was desolate. So what we have going on here is also Zechariah 12, which I've quoted many times. It says that when there's a siege against Judah and Jerusalem, all nations are gathered against it to divide the land. So it says that God will seek to destroy all those nations that come against Jerusalem. Now, in this United Nations vote, the United States did not support the vote, but again, I don't think that gets us out of the woods, because Obama, I have to find you an article on this, but I believe Obama is being pressured by former President Jimmy Carter to force the division of Israel through the United Nations, Security Council, more than likely. So that's what's going on. We have the siege against Judah and Jerusalem exactly according to Zechariah 12. So how close does this mean to America reaping what it's sown? We didn't engage in this vote with the United Nations, but what happens if Obama makes a move to the United Nations Security Council? We have about a month and a half to find out. So there's certainly big moves being made, and it all matches up with Bible prophecy that was spoken and prophesied thousands of years ago. So if those prophecies from thousands of years ago are playing out, coming to pass in our lifetime, all it does is authenticate the supernatural nature of the Bible. And the supernatural message of the Bible is that God came down and resided in a man's body to pay for the sin that was started at the Garden of Eden. Everyone has a sin nature. No one is good enough to go to heaven. You have to understand that Adam and Eve were kicked out of Eden for one sin. They ate of the tree that they were not allowed to eat from, and it gave them the knowledge of evil. Satan, Lucifer, one sin kicked him out of heaven. He said, I will ascend to the heights. I will be like the Most High. That's, I believe, Isaiah 14. So you are not good enough. It only takes one sin to be evicted. So God came down in a man's body and made the payment for you to be made righteous. He took all sin upon himself so that he can deposit his Holy Spirit within you and make you righteous, make you clean enough by faith in the Son of God, Jesus Christ. So that's what I got today. Keep an eye on this. God bless.